Hey everyone, welcome back to Curiosity. So for today's video, we're going to be talking about a topic that's of great interest to me, the world of the reclusive quant on Wall Street. Now, I've been working as a quant for some time now, and I want to answer questions like, what exactly is a quant? And why do so many people want to become one?
Hello, I like money.
So make sure to stay tuned and keep watching to find out more. By the way, none of this video constitutes investment advice, so just please take it as general knowledge that may be helpful to your career. In order to understand what a quant is, we have to understand the evolution of the stock market and how people have traded on the stock market over time. So the stock market has existed in some form for the past couple hundreds of years, starting in the 1600s with the Amsterdam Stock Exchange, where people traded, bought and sold holdings of different tea companies. Today we have Bitcoin, but back then there was also tulip mania. So in the 1600s, people were buying and selling a rapidly appreciating asset known as the common tulip flower. And much like Bitcoin, many people lost a whole lot of money, and some made their fortunes trading this volatile asset. People have been speculating about financial instruments and different, carriers of monetary value for quite some time now. And over the years, this sort of knowledge on how to make sound investments has solidified into formal fields of study, now known as economics and finance, which you might take in university. And this has also led to what we now know as the fundamental analyst on Wall Street. Now, a fundamental analyst takes their accumulation of the domain knowledge, in fields like finance and economics to make informed investment decisions. A typical fundamental analyst might be looking at company reports in order to determine the financial health of a company, and then to make the decision of whether or not to invest in that firm. Warren Buffett is a classic example of what most people know as a fundamental investor, and he's obviously had a lot of success on the market. However, a fundamental analyst is different than a quant in that they don't use as much of an automated decision-making system. They rely on data and mathematical models as well, but it's definitely more human-driven, and there's a lot of human analysis which goes into these decision-making processes. Satirically, fundamental analysts are known as being mostly white, male, and located in New York City. You can often spot them during lunch hour sporting a Patagonia vest in that weird gray color. And the true finance Chad sports a company-branded vest that they got for free at the annual Christmas party. Now, in terms of culture, fundamental analysts tend to be a bit more of the old guard, right? The traditional investor on Wall Street. And as a result, their culture seems to be a bit more crystallized and a bit less relaxed and casual. Going to work as a quant, I feel pretty comfortable wearing a t-shirt and jeans, and this is totally fine. And my hours are pretty flexible as well, and I don't have to worry a lot about staying in the office too late most of the time. But beyond these cultural differences, quants are quite different from the traditional investor. And to be more specific, quants use data, mathematics, statistics, and machine learning to make systematic investment decisions that is automated in a way that, relies less on human intuition and relies more on data and mathematical principles. This is a different type of investing which has its pros and cons. One of the pros is that quants can create strategies which are typically impossible to do just by human standards. For example, certain high-frequency trading teams can trade millions of different investments every single day, which is impossible for a normal human being, but totally possible for a computer. And there are a number of different types of quant roles. Like when you say, I'm a quant, it's somewhat ambiguous as to what you mean because there's a number of different positions like, quant researcher, quant trader, quant developer, as well as quant portfolio managers. So the two major positions are quant researchers and quant traders. And this is the role that most people are interested in when they talk about becoming a quant. So a quant researcher focuses on the ideas behind this quantitative investment process. They do a lot of research, studying, and reading to figure out what sort of ideas might make money in the future. But this is where traders come in because ideas themselves don't make any money. And traders focus on the execution of these ideas. How do I translate different ideas on how to make money into actual investment decisions and trades? There's also two other major quant roles, which are the quant developer and the quant PM. Now, the quant developer is basically the software engineer of the quant world. They then take these execution decisions and they convert them into actual computer code. And so they're responsible for building the infrastructure and the software which drives these systems. Quant PMs or portfolio managers are the top dog at many firms, and they generally manage a broader portfolio or a broader collection of bets and trades. So yeah, like quants are a pretty interesting topic, and one big question that people might have is, how much money do quants make? And the answer is, quite surprising in that entry-level quants can make more than the average doctor in America. And I've heard of exceptional starting compensation packages of over $500,000.
What?
$500,000. What the? And so that kid in math class, which everyone kind of knows is super smart, and they also kind of hate for destroying the curve, might be sitting on a compensation offer for over $500,000 at the age of like 21, 22. But of course, this is the exception, not the norm. Generally quant starting packages tend to range from around $180,000 to about $300,000 or $350,000. And to just show that I'm not pulling numbers out of my butthole, like here are some conversations from friends who work in the industry.
Nani? Nani?
See, now that's some bullshit.
The question also arises, like, why do people pay so much to hire these quants? Like, why is Wall Street obsessed with hiring these people at such lucrative pay packages? And there's actually two answers to this. And the first one is that people who are quite good at math and statistics and computer science are already quite well paid in the tech industry. So there's quite a lot of competition to hire the brightest talent. At Google, you can make between $150,000 total compensation package up to around $2 million per year, depending on your seniority level. So, quants could have also joined the tech industry and would have already been quite well paid. So in order to recruit the best talent, finance firms tend to try to outpay these tech companies. The second reason is that quants are quite good at making money, otherwise no one would hire them. And the reason for this is that quants can create investment strategies which are not typically possible with just human endeavors, meaning that the machine component plays a big role in creating unique and profitable investment strategies. The best known quant firms that perform quite well are actually known to outperform the S&P 500 quite consistently, which is a pretty difficult feat as an investment firm when you're managing not a couple thousands of dollars, but on the scale of billions of dollars. The most famous firm, Renaissance Technologies, is known to have insane returns of over 50% on many years. And I think over the past 2 decades, they've had like an annualized return of like over 30% or something crazy like that. And I'll put in the exact numbers in this video after I edit, so you can see that I'm not joking. So that was a pretty kind of shallow, high-level overview of what a quant is, what they do, the different kinds of quants, and how much you can expect to make at the starting level. But there are more questions like, what does a quant's pay progression look like over the years, right? What's like the salary ceiling or compensation cap? How do I become a quant, and what sort of mathematical skills do I need to know in order to qualify for these positions? And if you have any more of these questions, make sure to comment down below, and also follow us on Instagram, because we'll be posting stories and have this sort of platform where you can send us questions through our DM. So make sure to follow us, at Korean Yuppie, as well as subscribing to the channel to stay posted with the latest and greatest from our content group. Anyways, thanks so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day. Peace.